So hello and welcome to another Assetto Corsa Competizione video. Now, I really didn't know where to start with this video, to be honest. I've spent a lot of time this morning thinking about whether I should be writing a script for this video, whether I should just be laying everything out on the table, and I just really don't know how to go about putting this video together, to be honest. I think everyone that visits my channel generally comes to this channel to see, I don't know where that dust is coming from, to see the aspects of this game running at its best on console, whether you're coming here to look for a setup for a race that you've got coming, or whether you're just wanting to find out what the latest gimmicks are within this game. Now obviously we've just had the recent patch 1871, moving from 1841, and if you look at the patch notes, there are loads of fixes or supposed fixes within the game. There's lots of work within the multiplayer section, the general gameplay itself, the UI, and it looks like the team that are developing this game, which I kind of assume is Untold Games. I don't think 505 have anything to do with developing this game. I think it's all down to 505. And I just look at the massive list of things that they've supposedly fixed, and I don't even think you need to spend more than 20-30 minutes within this game to realise that some of those things that are on the fixed list most certainly aren't on that fixed list. I think I've probably left this maybe 3 or 4 days since the patch came around, and you can look in numerous threads to see how many people are annoyed with the current version of this game. I mean, you can see here that even just the little things like the car details are just blocky here and there. The biggest issue I think at the moment, which we're all really struggling with this game, is the dashboarding. I can't even go 30 minutes in this game, and never mind 30 minutes. I think I went 30 minutes playing this game and was dashboarded 3 times within that 30 minutes. Sometimes I was just trying to run a test session at Brands Hatch, and I wanted to do, I mean, I don't know what's happening with the car body on this Porsche. It doesn't even match. That is shocking. Anyway, just getting distracted by other things that are wrong with this game. But yeah, I couldn't even do 2 laps on some of the sessions that I did. I was trying to just run a test session for an upcoming charity event. You know, it's a huge event, but I think that event has now been cancelled due to the state of the game, to be honest. And I don't even think I'm speaking for myself when I say how disappointed I am with this game. It's just going from bad to worse, it really is. And I don't even understand why the developers don't sort of just go, alright, we've got it wrong, let's go back and just relaunch version 1.8.10, I think it was, or 1.8.1, or 1.8.11, or I think you could actually go back to 1.7.10 or something. This game has gone through so many different patches. I'm sure I can't even remember how many patches there's been for this game. But if you look back at when this game was released back in 2018, if you said to everyone buying this game back in 2018, look, it's going to be another 4 years of things being wrong with this game, but we're going to ask you to pay for DLC here and there, but the game's still never going to be fixed for the next 4 years, I think people would have said absolutely ram it. Because to think that we are still testing this game 4 years from its first launch, or nearly 4 years from its first launch, is just unbelievable. in my opinion. The number of things that are wrong with this game, I just can't fathom who tests it. And I'm sure I was reading on a thread weeks ago. Someone posted me a link to when the next patch was being released, and I think this was a Tuesday afternoon, and they said that it's still got to go through testing, but they're hoping to get it released on the Thursday. So from Tuesday to Thursday, they've still yet to submit the game to Microsoft and carry out the testing. You can't do testing for this game in the space of 2 days. And in all fairness, if you spent 15 minutes on this game, you wouldn't even release the next patch because there's just so much wrong with it. I mean, I love this game, and I've tried going back to Project Cars 2, and it's just so unrealistic when you actually launch Project Cars 2. But Project Cars 2 works in every single way it works. There's nothing wrong in Project Cars that doesn't particularly work, and it's been like that pretty much from the day it's released. I mean, I think back to the numerous threads and messages and personal messages that people have sent me saying how crap the force feedback is in ACC. And in all fairness, on the Fanatec wheel, the force feedback has always been good. It's always been precise. It's always been enough. But maybe back when it was 7.9 or 7.10.4 or something like that, it went absolutely crazy, the force feedback. I had to dial it down. And then I had loads of people saying, oh, the force feedback's way better on the Thrustmasters or the Logitech wheels. There's so much detail. And then in the next patch, that was all gone. They'd taken out all the good detail from the wheel, and it got reduced again. It really does. I just find it unfathomable, really, how bad the testing is within this game, and how continually I'm trying to think of the word. Consistent. How continually consistent. How continually consistently bad the patches are. That's it. Because every patch is shocking. Every patch has got something wrong with it. Or you're waiting for something to get fixed on every patch. And they say it's fixed and it's not fixed. They're advertising these podium wheels and all these other things. Get the bloody game right first. For God's sake. It's a fantastic game. It really is. And it's like all the time that they're wasting bringing GT2 to this series. Who cares about GT2 really? If you wanted to bring something more to this game, bring GTE to it. Who wants to? We're kind of going backwards. I mean, look at what's going on here. I don't even know what's going on here. This is how broken it is. But just crazy. GTE would be far better. Drive a car that's faster than a GT3 car rather than something that's slower. Alright, it's brilliant in a straight line. It's about as useful as all the GT4s, and as much as there are people that drive GT4s, you need a GT4 lobby really for it to be any use, I think. You just don't see enough people using GT4s, and if the time is taken away from perfecting this game with content like GT2 class, I'd rather get the game perfected. And this is my massive pet hate about this game, is this stupid freaking special events page with one special event for the last year. I've kind of reached the point where I've just had enough of being the test bed for this game and consumers being the test bed for this game. I mean, what's going on here? I just want to go into options. Even coming to this section here, having to adjust this each time you come on. I came on here for the first time yesterday since the patch, and again just had to change it to the wheel option again. But there's just so much with this game that I've just reached a point where I don't think I'm going to feature any more content on my channel for Assetto Corsa Competizione until these special events are populated, there's actually some special events in this page, and that the game doesn't continually crash. Because features like these customizing your stats, none of these stats are valid anymore. You might as well just wipe this clean, because you'll never get anywhere near these lap times, or the lap times just aren't relevant anymore. The invalid number of laps and things like that. I mean, I've run so many laps at Watkins Glen, and I've won so many races. I've certainly won more than 7 races at Watkins Glen, and all these other circuits. I just can't even look at that anymore. And this competition server, I've done races in the competition server, it still doesn't record them. Never has it recorded them for 4 years. I mean, how bad must it be that you cannot fix that? The customization, everyone wants to be able to change their abbreviation. Why can't you do that? It's such an easy bloody fix. So these things are just reaching the point where they annoy me, to a point where I'm just sick of the game altogether. And this showroom, these blurred images, just absolutely frustrating. So just so that you know, from now on, I will not be featuring ACC content on my channel until these things are fixed. And if that means for the next year I won't be featuring any more content until the game stops crashing, that's the first thing before I change that comment. Because there's no point trying to do a setup for a car when you can only run 3 or 4 laps before the game crashes. It's just pointless, isn't it? I think anyone can see that. It's just a pointless venture. There's plenty of other things that I can do with my time rather than waste it on Assetto Corsa Competizione. And I think with Forza Motorsport just on the horizon as we reach Christmas, I think if it's not fixed pretty soon, I think half the people playing this game will move to Forza, if not all of them. Because at least, you know, when Forza comes out, it'll work. What else was I going to say? I think when Forza comes out, I think for all of us that are hoping and praying that Forza is more of a simulator than an arcade game, I think we're sorely going to be disappointed, in my opinion. I don't think Forza has ever astounded me in its physics, so I think the fact that there are so many instances where you are disappointed with what you think is going to be a good game, the chances of it not disappointing you are pretty slim. So I think I'm going to go all out and say that Forza is probably going to be a massive disappointment for everybody that's waiting for it. If you drive on ACC and you're expecting the physics to be anything like ACC, I think we're going to be sorely disappointed. The content's probably going to be massive. The gamer experience is probably going to be enjoyable, but nowhere near as competitive as ACC. I just wish they'd sort ACC out. I really do. I don't know whether they need to employ a different company to do that, or whether it's the skill set that's within Untold Games that are just incapable of getting this game to work. Because initially I thought it was a forward step with Untold, going from D3T or DT3, whatever they were called. But I do really feel that they're just not listening to the consumer. They're not listening to the sim racers that are on this game. There's no communication from them within the Facebook pages. They post comments and they don't back them up with anyone replying to comments. They're fixing things that are just irrelevant when there are maybe 4 or 5 key issues with the game that need fixing. And once they're fixed, people would forget about a lot of the other things that they are actually wasting the time fixing. Because at the minute, they just seem to be making the game worse and worse and worse. So for me, go and play something else. Have a little dabble with Flight Simulator. Really enjoyed the other day just visiting one of the massive craters on this planet that we probably wiped out the dinosaurs. I'll leave a bit of footage on the screen, just flying around there in the microlight. I was doing other flights in the gliders and stuff like that, just actually enjoying gaming for more than 20 minutes before you get dashboarded. So go and play on something else for the next couple of months. That would be my opinion. Take time out, enjoy Christmas, read a book, do something else other than play on Assetto Corsa Competizione. Because I really would like to see in these multiplayer lobbies, I'd just love to see it empty, completely empty, because you just can't play it for long enough. So you've got 15, 20, 30, you've got maybe 30 drivers playing on it at the moment in public lobbies, and I can't see any reason why you would waste your money on paying for these lobbies when you can't drive for more than 20-30 minutes, sometimes even 10 minutes without being dashboarded. So for me, that's my rant over. Enjoy Christmas. I'll be away working throughout the Christmas period and into the new year, so hopefully a new patch comes in the new year where we get special events and no dashboarding and numerous other fixes to the game. But until then, with a disheartened message really, don't bother buying ACC for Christmas. Save your money and spend it on something else. Ciao for now.